What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 13 of If I Had a Hammer. And today we're going to be taking on both QPR and Swansea City in the league. But before we get to that, we must not only go over how we've been faring the last month plus, but go over the transfers first, since a couple of those transfers actually did make an impact in one of those matches. But first on the outs, we were able to turn around Ron Vlaar when we originally picked him up on a free last winter, and were able to sell him to Ajax for £1.4 million. And that's really because he was starting to decline. He's 32 years old. He already lost a bunch of his speed from having that torn ACL, and he was recovering from when I originally picked him up. So to turn him around and actually make more than £1 million off him is a great bit of business. Now, let's take a look at the two players that I'm bringing in, both of them on loans, both of them from Bayer Leverkusen. And let's start with Joel Poyenpalo. He is Finnish, he is 22 years old, and he is also only on loan here for a month. In fact, his loan will end in 3 days' time. I only brought him in on a 1 month loan because Alberto Pelosi was injured for the last month. And I don't want to really stick around with just Jamie Vardy. Having one striker and only one out-and-out striker is really bad for business. So I wanted to bring in Joel. He is a solid player. And to be quite honest with you, is kind of like Diafra Sakho, if only 5 years younger. He's got decent speed, he's got great attacking attributes, and in fact, he was able to get a goal for us in one of our matches. More on that later. I also want to think this is sort of a trial period, like try before I buy. I may think about bringing him in the summer if I'm able to free up some transfer funds, but right now, I only needed him just for a month's cover, and in that time, did very well for us. The other loanee in is another one that I'd like to think is a try before I buy. His name is John Ta, a 20-year-old center back, 6'4". And when I take a look at him and I take a look at his Polygon, I immediately draw comparisons to the Angelo Ogbonna that I just got rid of, in that he has great speed, great physicals, excellent defending, is able to get the ball in the air because of his height. This guy is definitely prospect for the future, and like I said, want to try before I buy. He is on a season long, for the end of the season, till the end of the season. But with his higher estimated value, he's going to be a little bit harder bringing in. I'd like it if I can bring Poyenpalo in. I'd love it if I can bring Ta in. But of course, with the selling of Vlaar, I needed to replace him with someone just a little better, and John Ta fits that bill. So I'm glad to welcome him into the club. He's definitely going to do a job for us. Right, and now that that's out of the way, let's get into our matches. We only played 4 league matches, and it was very roller coaster, very topsy-turvy, but it did start off on the right foot as we defeated second place Liverpool 3-2, with Zivkovic, Noble, and Jamie Vardy all getting goals. Liverpool's 2 goals coming within 3 minutes of each other on the backs of Andre Schürrle and James Milner. But in the end, the defense was able to hold him down for the rest of the match. Yes, we only took 15 shots, 6 of them on target. Liverpool had much more on their end. But that just shows how well the defense was in sync on the day, with Samba, Bikacic, Flanagan, and Sead Kalashnik all working well along that back line. But that celebration was short-lived as we were felled by Arsenal at the Emirates by a score, this very same score of 3-2. Theo Walcott getting himself a hat-trick on the day with the eventual match winner in the 68th minute. We had Florian Tanase get the scoring off right in the 6th minute, with Marwan Fellaini adding to the tally in the 56th. However, those are 2 goals out of just 5 shots on target, whereas Arsenal had double-digit shots on target and 28 shots total. We were just unable to get them out of our half. It was really shocking coming off the backs of the Liverpool victory, but at the same time, it is Arsenal, and they do have the talent there to create goals and create chances. Like I said, Walcott with all the goals. You had De Bruyne with an assist. Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez just causing havoc, and ultimately it was the entire team effort on the Gunners' side to help prevent us from reaching a late equalizer. And that's what really got me down here, because I felt that we had done enough to try and get a point, but in the end it just wasn't enough, clearly. But we did rebound on the trip back home against West Brom as we stomped them thoroughly by the score of 3-0. All 3 goals came in the second half. Zivkovic, Palo, and Tenase all adding to the tallies, as we not only had 17 shots and 8 of them on target, we also had 60% possession. And when you hold on to the ball that much, more often than not, it will lead to more scoring chances and hopefully lead to goals, which it did today. We limited West Brom to only 1 shot on target, and that was only because they got within the 6-yard area, and it was a very nervy time within the first half. West Brom looked very threatening within the first 15 minutes, but once we cleared out that attack, it was all hammers for the rest of the match. And in what is definitely considered an outlier in this entire season, we lost to Stoke at home by the score of 2-1, and we did not score a single goal out of the entirety. Joselu scored twice for Stoke, and Stoke's own Danny Wilson put the ball into his own net to give us our only goal. Even though we took 13 shots and 4 of them being on target, you would have figured one of them would have gone in by our own doing, but instead we needed help from Stoke because Stoke felt like scoring all the goals on the day. And this is another one of those, we played average up and down, but so did Stoke. You figure one of these days playing average will help us get all 3 points, but unfortunately it wasn't to be on this day. And Stoke continue their sensational season right now. They are still within European placement. Right, and here's what the league table looks like right now. As I said, Stoke still within European placement in that 5th place spot. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City are the top 4, with Spurs and Manchester United right behind Stoke, and we sit in 8th place and definitely have a chance to at least move up into 7th if all goes well over these next 2 matches. Now, of course, today we're going to be taking on last place QPR. You figure we should be getting all 3 points here, but then the next match in 10 days' time against Swansea. Swansea have been a thorn in our side over the last season and a half. We haven't done enough to get a good amount of points every time we faced off against them. I think we only beat them once. And in fact, I just checked the calendar and we did beat them. However, we beat them in the FA Cup. We have gone 0-3 against Swansea in the Premier League itself. So we need to get that monkey off our back and try and get all 3 points against them when we face off against them in 10 days' time. But without further ado, let's actually get into today's match, our first match versus QPR. And unfortunately, with an injury to John Flanagan out here, we don't have a real good right back available. Ermin Bikacic can play that spot, but as you can see, he is not all that competent on that right back position. But other than that, I really want to take it towards QPR, and that's the reason why I'm playing with the 4-2-4 today. Victor Valdez in net, Bikacic, Samba, John Ta getting his debut for the club, and Aaron Cresswell along the back line. Obiang and Fellaini will take up that middle spot. Dimitri Payet and Andrei Zivkovic will be out there on the wings, and we might as well play him one more time, start him one more time before we send him back out to Bayer. Palo and Jamie Vardy will be the 2 strikers sitting up front. Now, like I said, it's QPR, their last place. There are points to be had, so let's kick off, see what happens. Hopefully, it'll be a win for the Hammers. And with how attacking we're choosing to go, that could open us up at the back, but oh my god, 20 seconds in, Joel Palo getting West Ham off to the wonder start. Just as I was about to think he was going to roof the chance, or I should say sky it over the crossbar, he puts it into the top of the net, and what a great start. QPR down 1, 20 seconds in. Corner in, goes far post, that's an own goal from Cocker. That is an own goal from Steve Cocker, and within 8 minutes, the Hammers are flying. Let's take a look at this. Actually, it was a throw-in, not a corner. Bikacic tries to go far post to Zivkovic, but Cocker just brazenly puts into his own net. Here we go now. Vardy out to Zivkovic. Could have played it inside to Palo, but oh, what a great chance. But Palo right into the keeper green. Throw in from the other side now. QPR on the attack. Well, good defense from Fellaini. What can he do with it? Picks it up. Gets it ahead to Palo. He's one-on-one with the keeper. What can he do with it? Don't shoot it in. He does. He does. I was going to say don't shoot it into the keeper, but Palo goes far post. And his second goal of the game puts West Ham up 3-0. And this is why I was saying earlier, I really want to have this guy on for the long term, because this is what he can do. He is pretty magic with the ball, and that was a great strike. Keeper couldn't do anything about it. Halftime and we're flying. I don't want to say anything else because that's going to mess with the mojo. It's going to mess with the flow. Just get them back out there and get us the victory. Overall, it's been a low-shooting game so far. We've each only taken 5 shots total. However, we've had 3 of them on target, 2 of them being for goals, and of course the own goal from earlier on. Paulo gets his hat trick from the top of the box. Just turns around his man, shoots it into the far post, and the misery is just compiling on QPR. It's 4-0 now, and like I said, they are the last place team. We should be doing well against them, and we are. That is some magical strike from Paulo. Alright, 20 minutes left. I might as well start subbing people off. Obiang's looking a little knackered. Let's bring on Marky Noble. I know he could play in that same position. Jamie Vardy apparently looking uninterested. Well, I wonder why. Probably because Paulo has shown him up at this point. But we're going to bring on Pelosi for him. I don't think he can play defensive forward. We'll make him an advanced forward. And we'll just keep the R2 in our back pocket for now. 73 minutes gone, and QPR now looking threatening. Paulito tried to take a shot, but it's cleared away. They do still have the ball. I thought Pelosi was going to come down with it. I was mistaken. As QPR now coming on another attack. Tozer to Guerrero to Paulito, who is unmarked, and QPR have ended the scoreless drought. Oh no, he's offside. Forget that. There is still a scoreless drought. 1 minute of stoppage time on the clock. About 20 seconds have gone past the 90 minutes, and it's looking like we're going to come away with a 4-0 victory. Victor Valdez with the safe hands right there. And this was a long time coming, really. We needed a blowout of this magnitude. And yes, it may be against last place QPR, but sometimes you need those small stepping stones against the minnows of the league to help boost your confidence. This is definitely going to be a confidence boost for the club. There it is, QPR 0, West Ham 4. In probably, I think, our biggest win of the season, but definitely good job, well done, everybody. It does nothing to the table, but you know what, whatever. It definitely helps us get closer to that 40-point safe zone. At this point in time, it's not really a safe zone. I think we're going to end up mid-table at the end of the season anyway. So, without further ado, let's get into the next match against Swansea City in 10 days' time. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for that. Alright, and in the only match of the day, it's going to be Swansea versus West Ham at the Liberty Stadium. And I did a little updating to my Holy Hand Grenade. It's no longer looking like a Holy Hand Grenade. It's more like a traditional 4-2-3-1 with the wingbacks dropped down back to fullbacks. And let's give a little rundown of the team sheet. We're going to have Victor Valdez in net. Bikacic once again coming in for the injured Flanagan. Samba, Tommy Hoban, and Aaron Cresswell along the back line. Fellaini and Obiang sitting in the center. Our 3 attacking mids will be Payet, Oliver, and Zivkovic. And sitting up front, now that Paulo is gone, the spotlight is back on Jamie Vardy. Hopefully he can get some more goals for the club. He's got 12 and 26. 12 in all competitions so far. Hopefully he can add to that tally today. So let's kick off and see what happens. Now, as I've said before, we have not beaten Swansea yet in the league. Our only win against them was in the FA Cup last season. So that's 3 straight losses in the league. But we can get something here. Jamie Vardy coming forth. Oh, that was a great pass through. I thought Vardy was onside. Apparently not. What can Swansea do? They have Bafétimbi Gomis. Of course, Gomis being, I don't know how you want to say it. I know it's French. Gomis. Whatever. He tried to get forward, but wasn't there on the end of the cross. Valencia, doing his man, gets it into Marco, finds Gomis. Was he onside? He turns it around, and on the other end, no, he is offside as well. So back-to-back offside goals. 27 minutes gone, and this has been a very low-shooting affair. And definitely from our side, we've only had 1 shot taken total. Swansea 4-2 coming through. Gomis doesn't get there. It's basically been get the ball up to Bafétimbi Gomis and let him do all the work. That was a really short angle shot from number 20 there. Who was that? Montero. But now a corner coming in from Valencia gets it back out. Jonjo Shelby picking that up, recycling it back into Valencia, but that goes out for a throw. Still pushing forward. Still threatening with the ball. Gomis has a shot blocked. Ball up to Vardy. Out to Zivkovic. We can hit him on a counter here. He needs pace. He needs some vision to get the ball into the box. But Ashley Williams fouling Zivkovic. That's a good area for a free kick. And it's going to be Cresswell coming up to take that. Oh, into Fellaini. Back out to Cresswell. Has options. But instead goes backwards. That's not an option, Cresswell. Oh, you can't give it away easily like that. That's rather unfortunate. We had a chance and let it slip. Here we go. Zivkovic, if he can find a man. Oliver. Oliver taking his shots off the crossbar. Vardy. Weak shot. Fabianski is right there. Oh, if he just would have powered that through, it definitely would have been a goal. Well, it's halftime. It's 0-0, but it got really nervy there in those last 10 minutes. We're starting to get a little bit of our attack underneath us. However, we still need to make something happen, and we need to put the whole game plan together. And right now, it's only just get the ball from the back to the front using long ball tactics. We need to develop it through the middle of the pitch. So I'm going to probably drop him down to shorter passing. Maybe not pass into space, but at least it takes some shorter passing just to try and build play up. I don't know. Maybe this will work. I'd like to think it will, but in the end goal is to try and get a win against Swansea, since I haven't done that in the league. 2 minutes in, ball to Payet. Oliver. Obiang finds Vardy, but several Swansea players ahead of him. Oh, gets around 2 of his men. Oh, how did he not shoot that past Fabianski? That should have been another West Ham goal, and it just doesn't come to fruition. There we go. Now we're seeing our passing attack come through. Zivkovic taking inside. Payet takes a shot, and Payet finally puts us on the board. After 6 shots, 5 of them on target. Dimitri Payet, he is crucial. Finally gets us on the board. Perfectly slotting home a pass. Laid off by Zivkovic. Actually, I think he was tackled off the ball, but Fabianski was in bad position. Payet slotting it home to break the deadlock. I see Bikicic is on a yellow. That's not good, especially since I don't have any other right backs that can play out there. I think the only other one was John Ta, but I don't want to take that chance with a really unfamiliar player in that spot. Corner coming in, cleared away by Payet. Ooh, good, sneaky pass. Fellaini out to Cresswell. Cresswell has options in the box. Lays it off to Payet. Payet to Obiang. To Oliver, who centers it. It falls to Jamie. Oh, but Jamie was offside. In the end, he shot into Fabianski anyway. Free kick. Zivkovic tried to find Vardy, but in the end, it's cleared away by the Swansea defense. And now here they come. Routledge. That was a bad attempt at a tackle by Bikicic. Gets over the back line. Marco. At least Mark Gomes. Oh, Marco with a laser shot. Good save from Valdez. Samba down with a tackle, and he gets a yellow card. That's a second of my back line who has a yellow card, and I'm thinking about starting to switch those guys out. They may be on decent ratings, but I don't want to see too many people with lemon heads if they want to see out the rest of the 90 minutes. Oliver out to Zivkovic. Good at switching the pitch. I love seeing these guys with great vision. Payet to Vardy. That was a great passing and ultimately a good save from Fabianski. That should have been a second goal. Into the box, Zivkovic. Not on the end as Fabianski there to save. But now that I'm talking way too much, I need to come up with some substitutions. And like I said, John Ta apparently can play that right back position, although not all that great. I don't have any other right back options, so he's going to have to come in and fill that role. And also center back, my only other center back option is Sven Bender, so he's going to come in for Chris Samba. And I think he can play that role. Yeah, I know he's not all that great, but in a pinch, this needs to work out. Jamie Vardy, speaking of working out, not doing all that great. He may definitely come off for Pelosi in the near future, but right now, need to sub off those 2 yellow cards. Out to Wayne Routledge on the wing. Tries to get into Gomes. Still, Gomes with the shot. Oh my god, what a laser shot. Another good save from Valdez. Oliver to Zivkovic. Oh, we can get something here. Jamie Vardy! Jamie Vardy! He is onside. He has to be. It's 2-0 to West Ham. And with 5 minutes left to go, that should all but seal the victory for us. And our first win in 4 league tries against Swansea. That was some great vision to pick out good passing. Zivkovic, I thought he one-touched it. Second touch, Vardy on the volley. And surprisingly, only 1 minute of stoppage time as that corner goes out for a goal kick. And with 20 seconds left, we're going to come away with 2 straight victories. And as I've been saying, our first league win versus Swansea in our 2 seasons here at West Ham. as we're going to count down. Jamie Vardy could have had 2 goals on the day. We'll take one as we win at the Liberty Stadium by the final score of 2-0. Great victory. As, like I said, that original demolishing of QPR starting to build the confidence within the team. Because now we finally got a victory versus Swansea, and now let's take a look at our upcoming run of form. So those 2 wins keep us in 8th place. However, we are pushed ever so closer to Manchester United. And taking a look at our upcoming run of form, I see 2 wins that, well, maybe a win and a draw, definitely on the horizon in Bournemouth and Newcastle. Manchester United's definitely going to be a test. But then we have Everton, Spurs, Wolves, and Chelsea before the final 5 games of the season: Southampton, Cardiff, Crystal Palace, Norwich, and Manchester City. That is going to be an interesting final 2 matches in Norwich and Manchester City, because European placement could all be hinging on the results of these 2 matches. And I don't believe we've beaten Manchester City yet. I think we've drawn against them, but we haven't beaten them so far in these last 2 seasons. But I'm thinking I want to come back. Next episode will be a double live com of Spurs and Wolves, and then the episode afterwards will be Norwich and Manchester City. But next time will be Spurs and Wolves in the double live com. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.